Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Bill and Scott Sports Show. I'm Bill.
And I'm Scott.
And we're here to tell you everything that's going on in the sports world.
All right, so, in some sad news to start us off, we'd like to offer our condolences to the family and friends of Junior Seau. The former NFL linebacker died Wednesday afternoon.
Seau spent 20 seasons in the NFL. He led the Chargers to their only Super Bowl appearance in 1994. He also led the Patriots to the Super Bowl in 2007. He was voted to 12 straight Pro Bowls and was a six-time All-Pro.
Yep, and Seau finished his career with 1,526 tackles and 56.5 sacks and 18 interceptions. It was believed that Seau died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound to the chest. This act was very unexpected.
Yeah, rest in peace, Junior. You were a great linebacker and will be missed deeply. One of the finest linebackers of this generation.
Definitely, I mean, that's a huge loss. He was really good.
Great guy.
Also, Wednesday, some more bad news for the NFL. The NFL suspended more Saints players in the bounty system. Saints star Jonathan Vilma was suspended for the entire 2012 season. Also, defensive end Will Smith was suspended for the first 4 games. The other 2 players that were suspended were defensive lineman Anthony Hargrove, who is now with the Packers, and finally linebacker Scott Fajita, who is with the Browns, was suspended for 3 games.
This comes after Coach Sean Payton was suspended for the entire season. The assistant coach and general manager of the Saints were also suspended for 6 games.
Yeah, so that's just terrible. For those of you who don't know, for the past few years, the Saints have pretty much been operating a bounty system, which means that they offer cash to any player who is willing to hurt another key player on the opposing team.
This was just plain wrong, and it makes sense that the Saints got these hard punishments. Let's hope that they can move on from this and continue to be the great team, but fairly, of course.
Yeah. I mean, we've got even more bad news for NFL defenses. This one's for the Ravens defense. Early Thursday morning, Terrell Suggs tore his Achilles tendon while working out.
The reigning NFL Defensive Player of the Year will miss most of the 2012 season. He was key to the Ravens' defense success and will be missed.
Yep. So now that it's already the beginning of May and the NBA playoffs are underway, and these past 2 games there's been plenty of drama. For example, in Game 1 of the Celtics-Hawks series, guard Rondo got ejected. So the Celtics had a really bad start, and they were coming back. And they were down by 4 with only 41 seconds left when Rondo bumped a referee. Now, not only was Rondo thrown out of the game, but the NBA also suspended him for the next game.
This was not a smart decision by Rondo. Fortunately, the Celtics won the game 2-even. The series in 1-1. Paul Pierce dropped 36 to lead them. Another stupid decision by an NBA player was Stoudemire's decision to punch a fire extinguisher. The Knicks have lost both games to the Heat so far. After Game 2, Stoudemire punched the glass of the fire extinguisher door. He suffered a laceration on the inside of his palm and will miss Game 3 of the series, possibly the rest of the playoffs if they can stay alive.
I mean, that was just terrible thinking by Stoudemire. I mean, very selfish. We understand why he was frustrated, of course, because they lost both consecutive games. But, I mean, now the Knicks are going to lose. They're probably going to lose Game 3 without him.
Don't do that.
I mean, he pretty much blew the Knicks' chances of championship. And I mean, sources say after it happened that his hand looked really bad. I mean, I don't even think we can describe it. It was just a really bad decision. Funny story though. It kind of reminds me of the time when Yankees pitcher Kevin Brown punched a wall back in 2004 in September. So he ended up breaking his.
Burnett did the same thing.
He ended up breaking his hand and he was out for the season. Good old
Kevin Brown.
Yep.
The bad news in the NBA doesn't stop here, though. On Saturday, last year's MVP Derrick Rose tore his ACL. He will not be able to participate in the rest of the playoffs.
So, I mean, this is obviously terrible news for Rose and the Bulls. I mean, this will certainly lower their chances of winning the championship. And with an injury such as an ACL tear, I mean, you have to question whether Rose will ever return to his MVP form. I mean, he was a fast guy, but when you hurt your knee like that.
Yeah, it's a big blow. Horrible.
I mean, we'll definitely have more information on the conclusion of the first round of the NBA playoffs in our episode next week. And also, hopefully, we'll be able to predict our champion and hand out our NBA season awards.
In the MLB, after a slow start, the Red Sox have won 7 out of their last 10. They rank in the top of most hitting categories this season. The main reason why the Sox have been struggling is their pitching. They rank in the bottom 5 in batting average against WHIP and ERA. There are also many questions in their bullpen due to injuries and early season struggles.
Yeah, Red Sox pitching is just atrocious. I mean, if they can figure out a solution to their bullpen issue, then they will definitely be able to compete with the other teams in the division for a championship. But unfortunately, that's going to be hard, considering so far this year the Rays, Orioles, Yankees, and Blue Jays are all off to really good starts.
The Orioles,
in the East.
I'm surprised.
The Orioles.
Oh,
shout out to Emilio Fornatora.
Please. So far this season, the best hitter has been the Dodgers' Matt Kemp, who is hitting .409 with 12 home runs and 25 RBIs. So far, Kemp has more home runs than the entire Chicago Cubs team. Other strong hitters this season have been Josh Hamilton, Edwin Encarnacion, and David Ortiz.
God, Matt Kemp is on a tear. I mean, but in addition to hitting, there have also been some really good pitching performances so far this season. The most memorable was Philip Humber's perfect game.
On April 21st, the White Sox, Philip Humber threw the 21st perfect game in Major League Baseball history. Although Humber was dominating for most of the game, there were some questionable calls.
Definitely.
Oh
like,
my God.
for example, the most questionable one.
The last one.
With 2 outs in the last inning, a 3-2 count. Philip Humber threw a pitch in the dirt to the Seattle Mariners' Brendan Ryan. Ryan checked his swing, and it was very clear that he had successfully done that and that he would have ball 4 and take the walk.
Yep.
But instead, the ump called strike 3. Brzezinski threw down to first.
It was a gift.
It was a gift, and Humber got the perfect game. Didn't want to be like Jim Joyce.
No way. Also on Wednesday night, Jared Weaver of the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim tossed a no-hitter. He blanked the Twins 9-0, allowing only a walk and striking out 9. This game looked like more than a dominating performance than Humber's.
Oh, definitely. I mean, Humber got a lot of key defensive plays. I mean, Weaver, I think, threw a better game.
That's true.
And other than those few starters, Jake Peavy, Steven Strasburg, and Kyle Loesch have all had really good starts their season.
Now that we're done with baseball, on to the NHL report with Mike.
Mike, how's it going, man?
How you doing? You're almost sleeping down there, man.
How you doing? Mike,
See, Mike.
so,
Hey guys.
for the last time this season, can you give us the lowdown on our local team, the Boston Bruins?
I can. Unfortunately, the Bruins are out of the playoffs.
Unfortunately.
Beat in Game 7 in overtime against the Capitals. But, you know, the Bruins weren't playing 100% that game, and they had it coming. You got to play 100% in the playoffs. It's
Oh, yeah, of course.
All energy game.
Right.
But that's unfortunate for them. And now a lot of their players are going to be free agents
Oh, that's the
on
worst.
July 1st. So we'll see what happens there.
Who's going to resign? I mean, who do you think?
You know, as much as Chris Kelly loves Boston, I don't see him coming back. And he's one of their most valuable players.
Of course.
true.
No, to me, it's a proven fact that if you sign with another team for more money, you always do worse. You always do worse.
Do you think they're going to make any contract extensions, you think?
Before the playoffs even started, they extended Sean Thornton's contract for another 2 years, and he's one of their big enforcers. So
That's right.
Is he related to
always
a
need them.
former Bruin, Joe Thornton, or?
I don't believe they're related.
No. All right.
Just like Bork on the Predators
Yeah.
isn't actually related
Right.
to Bork.
So I mean,
Yeah.
it's a sad end to the season for our Bruins, but I mean, there's some other exciting NHL hockey going on in the
Oh
playoffs.
yeah, the playoffs are still going on, and we are in round 2, the semifinals.
I mean, the Rangers are great
oh, yeah,
game.
look at the Rangers
Oh, the
go.
Rangers.
Oh, all right.
I hate to
so
say it, being a Boston fan, you know.
Oh, yeah, they're cruising. Yeah.
the Rangers are playing the Capitals right now, and as you guys know, the Capitals beat the Bruins in Game 7. but the Rangers are up 2-1 on them.
Taking care of business.
So, good for Lundqvist, good for Stahl.
Oh, yes.
What about that game last night?
The triple overtime.
Triple overtime.
I'm telling you, that was an exciting game. A lot of fast-paced hockey in that one. Great saves on both parts by Lundqvist and Holtby.
Oh, man.
Definitely.
Then you got the Flyers and the Devils.
Oh, yeah.
So Philly knocked out Pittsburgh, which all of Philadelphia was very happy about.
I'm happy about that.
Brotherly love.
And a lot of people picked Pittsburgh to win the cup. I know I did.
Oh yeah,
So,
let's not discuss our previous predictions regarding the Canucks and Penguins.
I'm still right about the Rangers.
And that's what your East looks like right now. They're tied 1-1 with the Devils.
All right. Well, please tell us about the surprising, the surprising Western Conference.
The Phoenix.
Okay.
Please tell me.
Phoenix Coyotes.
What are they
From
doing?
Phoenix, Arizona.
You don't play hockey in Phoenix.
Town, USA.
Are up 2-1 against the Nashville Predators. Two towns that aren't well known for hockey.
What?
Like Phoenix less than Nashville.
What are they doing playing hockey?
But at the rate they're going, Mike Smith is going to take them all the way to win the cup.
Oh, Mike Smith.
Oh man.
And then another surprise is your Los Angeles Kings against the St. Louis Blues. The Kings have a 2-0 lead over them. Crazy stuff is going
That's
on in the
Gretzky's
West.
former team. Gretzky's former team.
All right. Mike, thanks for joining us this
Thank
week.
you, Scott.
Thank you so
Pleasure
much,
as
Mike.
always.
Thank you, Bill.
Always a pleasure.
And there's going to be more exciting hockey news next week.
There'll be more.
And of course, we'll see everyone next week. Thanks for watching. I'm Scott.
And I'm Bill.
And I'm Mike.
And so we'll see you guys next week.
Thanks, Bounds.